Hello! So after I did my last video, it occurred to me the sound quality on my iPhone is way better than the sound quality on my laptop, so yay! Because you can't really hear me for crap on that thing. And I again apologize for that. So I just thought I would, have a go at it again. I don't really have anything new to say, but I thought I would just talk about, some little projects that I'm getting ready to work on. One thing I do in my spare time, other than, the working out and whatnot, is I like to work on crafts. I mean, I'm not much for sewing. I've never actually used a sewing machine in my life. I'm sure it's not that difficult once you learn how, but, it's a little intimidating. Just people who I see using them, they just look like they know what they're doing. So, one of these days. One thing I do is counter cross stitch, which I learned to do when I was about 11, and felt applique stocking kits. I started doing those a long time ago. I did my first one when my oldest was a baby, so that would be 8 years ago I made my first one. I've made quite a few since then for all my nieces and nephews. I'm currently working on one that, I just started the other day just because I had some free time, but it's not something that's going to be finished tonight, obviously, so it'll be for next year. But I'm making one for my husband. The standard Christmas stocking that most people are used to is 18 inches. I got him because, he's a man, so he needs a man stocking, so I got him this jumbo one. It's hard to tell by the scale, but it's 23 inches versus 18, so it's a little bit bigger. It'll look like that one's done, so pretty cool. I would have been done making them except for my husband's for next year, but my husband's sister and my two older sisters both decided to get themselves pregnant this year. So for next Christmas I'll have 3 more to make. And then I also forgot about my oldest niece. I was only about 12 when she was born, something like that. So I never made her one, and she might not really care, but if I'm going to say I'm making them for all my nieces and nephews, I should make them for all my nieces and nephews. I got this little kit here too, just a very simple one, but that's one of them. I went ahead and I've already bought all 5 kits for the last 5 that I've got to make. I guess I got on eBay and Amazon and was searching around and figured, why not? I'll work on them throughout the year. I've got 5 to make. That way I can kind of take my time. And then I also have tons of ideas for crafts in my head. One insane idea is, now if you don't do cross stitch or whatever, this might not mean a lot, but the count of the thread is how many little holes basically are per inch. So the higher the count of the fabric, that is, not thread, the higher the count of the fabric, the closer the holes are together, the finer it is, the harder it is. When I was a kid, I always exclusively did stuff on the 14 count, but most of the, really good projects that have a very detailed, nice look to it, not looking so 8-bit, are done on 18 count. Now I found this website that you can upload a picture to it, and it translates that into a really nice quality cross-stitch pattern. Now, I found some free ones, but they were not very high quality, and the thing I want to do, I want it to be really high quality. I do have to double check to make sure it's okay to use these Disney images, and there won't be some copyright thing. I'm not selling it, so I'm thinking it might not be a problem, but if it isn't, it's like $12 per pattern, so it'll cost me over $100 because I'm going to take 9 of the Disney princesses. Let's see, Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Belle, Jasmine, Ariel, Merida, however you say that, and Rapunzel. And then there's another one. Oh yeah, Tiana. So I'm going to take those 9, and I'm going to make each a giant cross-stitch thing of each of them. Each one's about, the generator gave me an estimate. I haven't bought the pattern yet, but the estimated size would be about 20 inches tall by about 10 inches wide on average. So it's going to be a pretty big size for each of them. I'm going to sew the 9 of them. I don't know exactly how. I've never made a quilt before, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to sew those together into a quilt. So it's going to be, you know, pretty big, full size. I mean, you know, each one's almost, on average, they're all about 20. So, I mean, right there, each piece is, when they're 3 by 3, that'll be 60 inches plus the fabric in between, the fabric on the top, the fabric on the bottom. I mean, 60 inches, that's almost my height. So it's going to be a pretty good sized blanket. My daughter is 3.5. Probably won't start it until next summer, around her 4th birthday. I'm kind of hoping to have it done for her 6th birthday. I mean, I think that's a pretty generous estimate, but I'll know. You know, I don't really have a baseline for it. Once I get started, I'll know if that was, you know, insane to think that I'd get it done that quickly. But who knows? It's a major project, you know, so we'll see. You know, if it takes me till her 8th birthday, well, I'm sure she'll still love a giant Disney princess quilt when she's 8. You know, my intention, of course, would be that it'd be something she'd, you know, save even when she's too old for it and pass on if she ever has a daughter, or pass on to a niece or something, because certainly not let her get rid of that after I put probably 2 or more years of work into it. And then I also bought, and this is another Christmas thing, but this book I found on eBay. It's, you know, 100 different cross-stitch patterns. They're all kind of, you know, small size, so I can make different ornaments, you know, because every year I try to find the kids each their own special little ornament for the tree. So I figure some years I can buy them one from the store, and then other years I can maybe make them one and personalize it to them, you know, with their name, initials, or something, the year, you know, just something. So just little projects I got going on. I guess I'll mainly focus on getting the stockings done, but like I said, I got, you know, 366 days until next Christmas, so I got plenty of time to work on those 5 stockings. So I figure, you know, work a couple days of the week on the stockings, work a couple days of the week on other things, and of course, you know, I've got my other, you know, fun little time wasters. You know, I play video games sometimes, so that is what I'll probably be doing a lot of next year. That'll probably, you know, so anyway, I'm sitting up here on the kitchen table. I'm actually, gosh, it's almost 7 o'clock. I'm going to Skype with one of my kids because he's at his dad's right now, and then I'm going to start making some cookies with my younger 2 for Santa. I know it's 7 o'clock, but just too tired to get it done yesterday, and well, I promised, and a promise is a promise, so we are going to make some gingerbread shaped sugar cookies or something, I guess, and yeah, so that's gonna be fun. So I better get going and get to that. But yeah, so anyway, have a good night, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever. All right.